The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. One morning, Gregor Samsa wakes up to find himself transformed into a giant insect-like creature. Rather than panicking about his inexplicable transformation, Gregor's first concerns are mundane. He's uncomfortable in his new body and worried about being late for his job as a traveling salesman. This job, which he despises, supports his entire family, his parents and sister Greta, who live a comfortable life while he works to pay off their debts. When Gregor fails to leave his room for work, his family and his company's chief clerk come to check on him. Unable to hide his condition any longer, Gregor struggles to open his door and reveal himself. His appearance horrifies everyone. His mother faints, his father becomes aggressive, and the clerk flees the house. Gregor, still thinking and feeling like himself despite his new form, tries to explain his situation, but discovers that his voice has changed too. He can no longer speak in a way humans can understand. The family's reaction to Gregor's transformation reveals the fragility of familial love when tested by extreme circumstances. His sister Greta initially shows compassion, bringing him food and cleaning his room. She discovers that while he no longer enjoys fresh food, he prefers rotting scraps. She also removes his furniture to give him more space to crawl on the walls and ceiling, though this causes him distress as he wants to maintain some connection to his human life. As time passes, the family's attitude toward Gregor deteriorates. His father, who had been retired and seemingly frail, takes a job as a bank messenger and becomes increasingly hostile toward his transformed son. His mother, torn between fear and maternal love, cannot bear to see him. Even Greta, who initially cared for him, gradually begins to resent her duties. The family starts referring to Gregor as it rather than he, symbolizing their growing detachment from seeing him as human. Financial pressures mount as the family can no longer rely on Gregor's income. They take in boarders and the women begin working, his mother sewing underwear and Greta learning to be a sales clerk. The family moves Gregor's unused belongings into storage and begins using his room to store unwanted items, symbolizing how they're gradually erasing his human identity. The turning point comes when Gregor, drawn by his sister's violin playing for the boarders, emerges from his room. The sight of him causes chaos. The boarders threaten to sue and leave without paying, and Greta finally declares that they must get rid of it, arguing that if this were really Gregor, he would have left on his own to spare his family such suffering. This rejection by his sister, who had been his last ally, proves devastating to Gregor. That night, Gregor, who has been eating less and less, dies in his room. The charwoman discovers his body the next morning and unceremoniously disposes of it. The family's reaction to his death is primarily relief. They take a day off work and go for a tram ride to the countryside, during which they discuss their brightening future prospects. The story ends with them noticing that Greta has grown into an attractive young woman, ready for marriage.